Well, Coach, another exciting season coming up here. What's your excitement level for this year?
It's pretty even keel right now, but I'll be excited Friday. Yeah, just got some more work to do, getting the guys ready, and still got some positions up for grabs. So last few days will be interesting.
As you look at this year's team, it's some new faces compared to last year, but as close as y'all have been to making the tournament the past 2 years, how do you kind of manage the new guys and the expectations that are around this program?
Yeah, be real candid, I don't know. It's new, right? Like there's certainly greater expectations after the last 2 years, which is wonderful. We don't shy away from it. That's what we want. We talk about it, but they're new players. They haven't done it before, so we need to tee it up and see how they do. And it won't be perfect, right? We're going to have bad games and some bad play, but I think we'll figure it out. We just need to figure it out as soon as possible.
Yeah. The idea, Coach, that this thing has been trending up, what's the next step you'd like to see this program take? Is it simply to say we need to start playing in the postseason?
Yeah, I think it's 2 steps. One, we want to win a conference championship. So we've been right there the last 2 years. We finished second in the conference last year and third the year before. So I think it's easy to and appropriate to say the next step is to win a conference championship and play in the NCAA tournament. Those are the 2 things that are the next step.
Pat, is your field going to be ready here by Friday?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I've been told it is. It's coming along. So, yep.
Yeah, it's a pretty significant upgrade for the program. Are you excited for the fans there?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's terrific. Chairback seating and the dugouts. From a standing in the dugout perspective, it's a lot more space in there.
Yeah.
So it's nice. I don't have to hold Coach Aguayo's hand and sit in Coach Butler's lap, and they don't have to do the same to me. So it's wonderful. We're excited for those things, and at the end of the day, we need to play good baseball, so that's what we're focused on.
Coach, last season you had 8 players who all registered over 45 games played. Obviously a big turnover. Do you see the first month of the season doing a little more plug and play, seeing what works, what doesn't work?
Yeah, we'll platoon a little bit, so we'll go lefty-righty a little bit initially. But if we don't see a lot of left-handed pitching, which is possible, we will give people opportunities that are not just platooning lefty-righty also. Yeah, we've got multiple positions, like I mentioned earlier, that are not set in stone, and that's a good thing. I think sometimes in football they say if you got 2 quarterbacks, you got no quarterback. I don't know how that translates to baseball, but we have probably 12 or 13 position players that are meriting playing time at this point, and of course you can only play 9. So we'll get them all in there early and see how they do, and we hope it's at the end of the day, if you're the coach, you want to have that problem the whole year because it means you got a lot of good players. So we'll see how that shakes out.
With that turnover, you're only bringing back 17 of your 78 home runs from last year. Who do you see as kind of stepping up to fill the shoes of Taylor Smith, Antonio Valdez, and where do you hope that power comes from?
Yeah, I think the easy answer is Olivo. Was a transfer from Texas Southern out of Deer Park over outside of Houston, and he's got the potential. He's done it, right? So he's already hit, I think, 13 last year in Division I level. He's certainly the easy answer. We got some other guys that can hit for power. Brock Palmer, who's one of our catchers out of Florida. He's got some power, and Matt keeps getting better as a freshman. He was a nice player as a sophomore. He was a terrific player. So Matt's got some power too. So. And then maybe someone will surprise you like JT, James Tauzik, got some power, and JT has earned a spot as of now, so you'll see him in there, and maybe somebody I'm not even mentioning can step up too. But those are probably the guys we would anticipate if they're in the lineup every day can maybe reach double-digit home runs.
As you guys come into this new conference, the American Conference, it's new teams. What are your excitement levels at getting into this kind of a different league from what y'all have been used to?
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, we're excited. We're just excited to play baseball at the end of the day. I don't care who we play. It's always I enjoy playing. But it'll be interesting. I was in some of the teams I'm somewhat familiar with from way back 10 years ago. They were in Conference USA when I was over at Rice, like East Carolina. I've been to East Carolina multiple times, Memphis. Some of those people, and then of course 4 other teams are coming with us to the new league. So we're a little familiar with it, but there'll be some adjusting. Who likes to bunt, who doesn't, those types of things. So, but we'll be ready when we get there. The scouting nowadays, there's access to video on everybody, so we'll be ready for that. And surely East Carolina's the team to beat, so that'll be exciting. They come here this year. Yeah.
I want
wanted to ask, last time we spoke, you mentioned the last 2 years, sort of the calling card of the really solid players you had last year were guys that were hungry and they were also determined. And you said that you weren't quite sure what the makeup of this year's team was. What have you seen in those terms over the last couple weeks since we talked?
Well, we've certainly seen some signs of that, but until you get somebody with a different color uniform that kind of hates your guts and wants to take something away from you, you don't really know, right, Jerry? So we'll find that out starting Friday, and it'll take a little time to figure that out, like who likes that confrontation. Because when you play your teammates, don't get me wrong, everybody tries hard, but they're also your buddy, and they want the best for you at the end of the day. We're about to play some people that don't want the best for us, right? And likewise. So we need to find 10, 11 guys that enjoy that. That's what we've had the last couple of years.
What's been the biggest key to the success you guys have achieved in the last 2 years, being close to program records for wins?
I think what Jerry just brought up, and it's just that the competitive people, the people that enjoy competing against someone that's maybe slightly more talented than them, or at least as talented as them, that's what drives them. That's what we're hunting for here. So to me, that's been the key. Guys like Luke Malone and Josh Colleen, and I could name thousands, not thousands, but Jonathan Tapia and Chase King and Valdez and all these guys we've had the last couple of years. You got to want it. You got to want to play against people that you're not supposed to beat, because we want to beat the Power Fives and we're not supposed to. So that's what we're hunting.
What did you learn from the way last year ended, if anything? Were there any major takeaways from that?
Well, it ended disappointingly. Believe me, I thought about it ad infinitum, and I still do. It's easy to say we maybe looked past Middle Tennessee State. I don't know for sure. We certainly prepared for them, but that was the game that I think hurt us. The 3 to Dallas Baptist, unfortunately, can happen. They're just so good and loaded on the mound with guys throwing 95, but the middle, then we went and we took 2 or 3 from La Tech on the road. So I thought we bounced back from that series, but the loss to Middle hurt us in game 1 of the tournament. At the end of the day, it's one game. It can happen, but I don't know the exact cause of it. But we're still hunting, and hopefully this year, when we get down that road, if we make the tournament, we'll be ready.
Is there anything about that factors into this season? Do you talk to the guys about that, or anything that changes as a result?
Not really, because it's such a different team. We have 3 of the hitters is about all we have back, so it's just an entirely different lineup. The pitching is largely back, but I felt like that, if you're just isolating it to one game, which again, you could pick apart one game all day and drive yourself crazy, but in that one game, we just didn't hit enough. Of course, the kid for them was going 98 to 100 too, so with the fastball, so that can sometimes slow your bat down a little bit. So it might have been as simple as that, right? Swan was on that day. But no, we don't talk about that game much, because that's last year. New people, new year, and we're focusing on UT Arlington right now. Yeah.
Coach, in that regard, do you are you prepared yet to name your starter Friday night, Saturday, or?
Yes. Friday night will be Rob Orlowski. Yeah. Ruger will go game 2.
Okay.
And that's where we're at this point. Yeah.
Do you know yet who might have initially at least, who might have the Simon Miller role?
I don't know. Multiple people at this point. Hopefully that evolves. From a pure talent standpoint, I don't think we have a Simon Miller. Simon, again, had a major league breaking ball. He could keep his breaking ball from 87 to 90 miles an hour, his breaking ball, and keep it depthy like this. We just don't have someone that's going to do that, right? We do have some guys that are pretty good. Daniel Garza's solid, and others. But that's an evolving role at this point. Yeah.
Orlowski, I'm sorry if I got that name right.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you see him as an opener on Friday, or are you looking for him to go into the game?
We'll let UTA kind of figure that out, but he'll throw the first pitch. Yeah.
Well, what do you think it is about him, a freshman that you named him your opening day starter?
He's talented. Yeah, he's talented. He's drafted by the Red Sox out of high school in the 20th round, so he's got some talent, and he's mature. I don't think Rob will be rattled. I could be wrong, right? But eventually, Rob's going to be a very good college pitcher, so we might as well start finding out when right now.
I know you like strike thrower. I'm assuming
He tends to throw strikes. Yeah. If he's starting game one, Jerry, I can't guarantee you he'll throw strikes, but more times than not, he throws strikes. Yeah.
Coach, you mentioned Robert Orlowski, another freshman who's catching the eye of others like D1 baseball, kind of for the conference set as the impact freshman. What does Tanner bring to the field, and what have you seen from him throughout the fall that might give you something to work with this season?
Robert or Tanner?
Tanner.
Sievert?
Yes, sir.
Sievert's a good, reliable defender. Right now, he's in the mix to play some second base. And the bat needs to come around a little more, but he'll make all the plays at second base. And again, he's another freshman we like with a bright future.
And then you're going to Sugar Land next weekend for the Sugar Land Classic. Seeing one team that's familiar in Stephen F. Austin, but then some new teams. With it being kind of new teams every day that weekend, are you going to run it just like a traditional weekend series, or how are you and the staff going to approach that?
I don't know, really, Dan. We got to see what we do at UTA. In all seriousness, because I don't know how the pitching will shape out, right? I mean, if Rob goes 5 to 7 innings, and then Ruger goes 5 to 7 innings, and we bring a guy or two in, and it's a smooth weekend, well, then they'll go again, right? But the chances, it's still college baseball and nerves, and the other team, UTA's top 3 hitters are terrific hitters, so we're going to give up some base hits, and we'll figure out weekend 2 Monday. Yeah.
Coach, what do you expect from Matt King this year, and how does he handle the transition to third base?
Matt's reliable. I don't statistically, we don't even talk much about batting average. It's such to me, a non-factor. We do talk about on-base percentage, and I think Matt's on-base percentage will hover around 400, and I think he'll drive in runs. That's what I think. He'll play good defense. He was a fine shortstop. Statistically, maybe a tick too many errors, and he'll make less errors at third base, but he'll still make some errors. I mean, it's not that easy, right? South Texas, our field's fast and hard. It's how we like it. So sometimes the ball scoots up on him a little quicker, but Matt's going to be in the mix for 54 games or whatever we got. Yeah.
Coach, how's the overall support of the program right now? How have things changed since you got here, and what do you guys still have to do to?
It's good. I wish I spoke as well as Jeff does to you guys and to the community. But the support in house is good. Obviously, for the last 2 years we've had good seasons. In both those years they've upgraded our stadium, so we're grateful, and we're trying to keep the product on the field valid and strong, and something that mom and dad and the community can bring their kids out and enjoy it. That's what we're trying to do, and administration's trying to do the same thing on their end to make it a nice atmosphere off the field. So it's great. The more people in the community, baseball folks around San Antonio, we get weather like this, we want them to bring their kids out and enjoy it and keep growing this thing.
All right, Coach, appreciate you.